What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode on Proven Power Cycles. For those who don't know me, my name is Eric. And today, well, I should say in this video, sorry, I'm losing my balance here on this crate. So on this video, we got a 2025 GSX-R750. On this bike, what we're gonna do is we are going to first baseline the bike completely stock. So it's got a stock exhaust, stock chain and sprocket, stock air filter, blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna baseline it first, and then we're gonna install a full Toce exhaust system, or Toce? Toce? I don't know how to pronounce it. One of those. So we're gonna install that full exhaust system, and we're gonna put on a Sprint P08 air filter, the Woolich quick shifter kit, and flash and tune it. So we'll baseline it first. We'll install the exhaust system, the air filter, the quick shifter. We'll install all that stuff. We'll get it back on the dyno. We'll rerun the bike as it sits, and then we'll do all the ECU flashing and dyno tuning stuff at the very end, okay? So that way you guys can see the progression on how the bike performs. This is a new 2025 model. I don't think there was really too many changes that Suzuki did aside from the paint scheme, but again, you never know. So we're gonna run through it. We're gonna see what it does on the baseline. Let's see how quiet this thing is. It's always funny. Actually, here, let's listen to it. And let's see how many miles are on this bad boy. Let's see, he's sitting at, wow, 1,200 miles. Almost 1,300. Not bad. Well, let's fire it up and see what she's gonna do. So the bike actually dynoed pretty strong considering it's a full stock setup. Normally I see on these 750s about 118 wheel horsepower on the baseline, but on this particular one we ended up baselining at 120.7 wheel with 52 pound-foot of torque. Now you notice how we have a little drop in power here, kind of plateaued power, and then drop in torque rather. And then we kind of pick it up the rest of the way, and then we have a flat line up here. So this is actually a restriction in the stock ECU. So we're gonna pull this restriction out. We're obviously gonna tune this down low. It's probably running a little lean down low here. Not really sure, we couldn't get a good air fuel, so we just decided to opt to not get it. Whenever we get the Toce exhaust on, the air filter, all that jazz, we'll get you guys a good air fuel so we can go over the numbers again. Once we get that in or on, we'll re-baseline the bike like we said earlier, and then we'll start tuning it, okay? So we got the GSX-R750 on the lift. Lewis is ready to rock and roll on this thing. I just kind of wanted to give one final shot on it before he starts ripping into all this. So again, just to recap, we got the exhaust going on, we got an air filter going in, the quick shifter, so we have a Woolich quick shifter kit that's gonna go in on this side, obviously. So it's gonna go in line right here. It's gonna go in line with this shift lever, or the shift rod. So this shift rod's gonna come out, the Woolich and the new shift rod are gonna go in, and then that's about it. So once he's all done with this, we'll throw this thing on the dyno and start getting you guys some new numbers. All right, guys, so we got this 2025 GSX-R750 all wrapped up now with the exhaust and all the parts installed, I should say. So he's got the full Toce exhaust on. I'll show you guys real quick. All right, so we got the full exhaust all assembled here. Lewis did a great job. It looks super clean, super nice. But he got all that installed. He installed the Sprint air filter over here. And we also have the Woolich quick shifter kit all installed right here. So I'm just gonna tuck that back over there real quick. What I'll probably end up doing actually is zip tying this up, just kind of get it held up there nice and clean so it doesn't flop around. But anyway, so we're gonna get this calibrated. We're gonna get the ECU flash and dyno tune all wrapped up here. Now on the woolich stuff, because we didn't purchase it, we're gonna have to deal or kind of go back and forth with woolich on this and get it all transferred over. Otherwise, we're gonna have to buy a new race tools licensing for the customer. So woolich is a little tricky to use. It's not as straightforward as you guys, some consumers think it is. So like in instances like this, if, like say for instance, you guys buy a woolich racing kit for your bike, because everything is in your account information name, it becomes kind of a, I don't want to say an issue, but it becomes kind of a bottleneck in getting stuff done that you need to get done, because of the fact that now you have to do license transfers, and if you can't transfer the license for kind of whatever reason is going on, you know, you're gonna have to buy another license for it. It just, again, it kind of complicates things. So, but anyway, we'll get through that. We're gonna get this thing figured out. We're gonna get the quick shifter all calibrated. I believe, yeah, this is just gonna be a quick shift function on this bike. So we're gonna get that all calibrated in though. It's gonna work fantastic. That's one good thing that I do like about the woolich quick shifter kits. You can actually, for the most part, most of them, you can dial them in RPM per TPS and per gear. So it's a very in-depth tuning platform or field that you get with woolich. So pretty cool. And this one, it allows me to do stuff like that. So we're gonna get that all knocked out, and we're gonna make some power on this thing. So let's go ahead and re-baseline it and get some numbers on the board here. One thing I really wanted to point out on this bike, now I've already loosened the adjusters and everything, but take a look at this. Now, if you guys can, we clearly count here, and I do this on the OEM arms, not necessarily on the aftermarket ones as much, like Evil Arms or DME or anything like that, but on these OEM swing arms, we usually, you know, can trust these notches in it. So the alignment is a little bit off, but if you look here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little after the 5th notch here from the back, if you take a look at that, okay? Now, if we go over here, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, and some change. So clearly these are out of whack, right? So it's something I noticed on it. The tension's not horrible. It was a little on the loose side, but so that's clearly not right. We're gonna fix this for them, and then we're gonna clean up the chain and sprocket. I'll probably do the cleaning a little bit later on in the dyno session, since I still have to do the full ECU flash and or a full dyno tune rather. So, and honestly, it's gonna sling it near the end, and I'd rather it be, I'd rather us kind of stop running, let the bike cool down, and let it get all lubricated at that point, so it can kind of cure a little bit more so before the guy comes and gets this. So, but anyway, the other thing I wanted to go over is the new baseline. So if you guys look here, our new baseline number is almost 124. So at 123.96 and 52 still pound-foot of torque. Now look down here though, look how much that exhaust system leaned out the low end. So we're losing power down here. We lost about 6 horsepower and about, well, let's see, about 5 horsepower and about 6 pound-foot of torque. So that's pretty substantial of a loss down low. That's gonna be about, let's see, triple that. So it's gonna be about 18% of a loss. That's huge. And then we lost again right here in the mid-range. We lost some more horsepower, but then we pick it all up going into that later RPM range. We end up picking out horsepower back up. We made about 3 horsepower more and about, not much more pound-foot of torque. But if you look here, we had losses low end going into mid-range. So driving this bike around would not have been that enjoyable whatsoever. And not only that, but it would have been very dangerous. Look at the high RPM. Look how lean it is. These numbers right here can cause engine damage over time. So we're at 14.7. We're running basically Stoich at high RPM. So 14.8. These numbers are pretty dangerous at a high RPM. That's gonna add excessive heat and you could start to melt stuff over time. So whether it be the piston rings, the skirts, the cylinder walls, the center of the piston, like you are going to start heating that piston up and your internal temperatures are gonna go through the roof and you're gonna start causing damage, whether it be a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. It depends on how hard you're driving the bike. But no matter what, this whole curve is terrible. This does not make for an enjoyable ride on your bike at all. This is gonna be absolute garbage if you were to take this out on the road. So keep that in mind, guys. But we're gonna start flashing it now and start tuning it, and let's see what we end at. Guys, so we got that GSX-R750 all wrapped up. So we have our baseline, which is in the green, and then we have our new baseline, which is in the blue. That's with the air filter, the exhaust, and the quick shifter. But the quick shifter doesn't have anything to do with this. So we ended up final numbers 135 wheel horsepower with 57 pound-foot of torque. So we fixed a ton up here. We still had, now I want to be 100% honest with you guys, with the exhaust system, we still have this little dip here in the mid-range. And we tried to get that pulled up, tried a few different combinations. It just, for whatever reason, it didn't take. So we have this little dip in power right here in this mid-range. Could be due to the exhaust design as well. We're not really sure. You know, with the M4 and some of the other guys, we usually have a little bit of a dip, not as extreme, but we usually do have a little bit of a dip there in mid-range. But low end, we're still making a ton more power. High end, obviously, we picked up gobs of power up top, you know, tons of power. So this is definitely an impressive number, I'm not gonna lie to you, with the 57 pound-foot of torque. Very, very good numbers for the modifications that we have done. And again, if you guys remember, we actually lost horsepower. I lost horsepower and torque very badly right here in this low RPM. Now we've picked it all back up. So on our torque, we went from 37 pound-foot on a stock setup. Then with the exhaust and everything, we went down to 31.8 pound-foot. So we lost about 5 and some change pound-foot of torque right here. But with the tune, we jumped up with 46.8. So we actually picked up from stock, we actually went up about 9.5 pound-foot of torque at the low RPM, which is a massive jump once we got that tuned, okay? So, and if you want to say with the exhaust, we went technically from 31.8 to 46.8. So we technically picked up 15 pound-foot of torque tuning that low end when you compare it with the exhaust, you know, tuned versus not tuned with that exhaust system. So, and as we go up into this higher RPM here, we are at, let's say, 13,000 RPM. We're making 134 wheel horsepower versus the 119 how we originally came in with the exhaust and the air filter. We made 122. So from 122, we picked up 12 wheel, and from this 119, we picked up about 15 wheel. Again, guys, substantial gains across the board pretty much, aside from this little blip right there. So all in all though, I would put my stamp of approval on this thing. You know, I like the exhaust all in all, it's good. You're gonna gain that top end power band. Again, you're just kind of laxing this lower end mid-range just a little bit. Now remember, this is also full throttle versus full throttle versus full throttle. There's also 99% of the meat and potatoes that you're not seeing that we're doing in the background that we're tuning out. So all in all, this bike should ride a lot better. As always, we really appreciate the support. If you could, hit that like and subscribe button if you don't mind. Leave a comment down below and share this video. If you gained some insight and you got a buddy who's thinking about exhaust systems or whatever, and he's got a Toce, or he wants to get a Toce exhaust, or Toce, whatever you say it, if he's interested in it, show him this video, share it along, show your buddies. And like I said, if you could, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. You can see more videos like this. And in our channel, we do racing videos, we go over dyno tuning videos, we test a lot of product, we got turbo builds, you name it, we've done it, we got it out there. And yeah, show us some love and support, guys. Without your love and support, we can't help grow this channel. We want to show you guys more information, we want to show you guys more videos like this. So go ahead and support us, and we really appreciate it. For those who are following us, we love you, we do appreciate you. Thank you for continuously showing us the love. It goes a long way with us, and you can't say it enough. Thank you so much. So, but with that, guys, we'll let it go. We'll see you on another episode.